it's MIgardener, and I'm here with another update. I am so overwhelmed with plants right now, in a good way, I'm not stressed out at all. I'm actually looking really forward to the growing season, but I have so much that I have to show you today, so it might be a little bit longer of an episode, but it's not like you care, it's not like I care, so I'm just going to get started with it. I just want to show you what I have planted, not that all of it's come up yet. But basically the entire garden is here, or if not, already in the ground. So I'll show you guys everything and hopefully you guys like it. So I'm going to start out with showing you guys the seeds that I have planted here. These are my squashes, gourds, pumpkins, and zucchini that are going up to the cottage and going into the back garden here. And I have just some field pumpkins and stuff. There's some smaller tomatoes and some more tomatoes. Those are waiting for pots and stuff. They were in the storm and I'm just waiting for the stress level on them to decrease so I can transplant them. They're ready to go. Then over here there's some Chinese kale and some blue curled Scotch kale. That's going to the back garden once I get a tiller and get that all tilled up. Then here's my herbs. I have my cilantro, and I have more than one seed planted per cell, by the way. I have about 5 or 6 I plan on transplanting. Then here's some thyme, parsley, and basil, and those are going to go in between the tomato plants to provide some kind of protection from pests because I'm going all organic. And then all these are marigolds, and as you can see I have tons of seed put in there, so that way I can put a marigold and a basil in between a tomato plant and they kind of give some beneficial protection for the tomato plants. So I'm going to show you the next part of the garden and I'll get back with you. Alright, so here's the lettuce, and I know it's pretty surprising. I was absolutely stunned by the growth that they have had, and look at the shine on these leaves. I spray them once a week with compost tea, and they are just the glossiest, healthiest leaves. Honestly, they're really thick too. They have a nice wax on them, a nice biofilm, and I could not be happier with the growth, really. Also, I have one little stalk of asparagus so far. There should be more. I don't know why there isn't, but there's plenty more to come, hopefully. Then over here is the this is the Bloomsdale longstanding spinach, and so there's that. And then on top of this weighted down bucket, I have 40 gallons of compost tea brewing. Get off the weight there. And as you can see, 40 gallons. So this is for my entire garden. I'm doing super amounts of compost tea this year because every time I water, I want to water with compost tea. So I'm trying to make an effort to water maybe twice a week with compost tea, and that's all I usually water, is about twice a week. Next is my strawberry bucket from last year. All the strawberries came back, and look at how many flowers there are. This thing is just exploding with flowers everywhere, and even on the sides, they're coming out the sides. So I will hopefully keep you guys updated. I'm going to move to the next phase now. And as requested, here is the tomatoes. As you can see, they're surviving, and not only surviving but thriving. So I'm pretty happy. I could not actually be happier with the results that I'm getting. These plants have really come back strong. They're actually thickening up their stems quite a bit. As you can see there, that's about the size of, actually it's bigger than my pinky. So they're getting pretty thick. Also the competition tomato that I'm growing is doing very well. I gave this its own pot and its super potting mix and everything else. I'm trying to give it the best start I can possibly give it. All these are production tomatoes and stuff, so they're getting the same amount of treatment, just in a tinier pot. So they should be fine for another week or so, and hopefully I'll have warm weather so I can plant, because you can't plant without warm weather. And also, here's another example of a really thick stem. Like I said, that's my pinky, and it's thicker than my pinky, so they're definitely getting pretty thick, and they have wonderful tops on them. Most of them are flowering now, as you can see, so they have a really beautiful set of flowers. And also, I was going to show you one of these. has a tomato already setting, and it's back here. And as you can see, I'm going to zoom you guys in. You guys in really close there. Oops, a little too close, sorry. As you can see, that's going to be a huge tomato. So that is all I have for the tomatoes right now at this exact moment. I don't really know what else I can show you because it's just like a giant bed of green here, but there's going to be plenty more coming on. Like I said, right now I'm just in this phase of trying to keep them not stressed so they continue putting out flowers and growth. And I've been trimming off the suckers. I'll also add that. I've been trimming off the suckers on all of the lower leaf nodes, and then on the higher up ones I'm letting them just grow because I'm going to single stem about halfway up the plant, and then the rest I'm just going to let it bush out so I get more yield. Not necessarily looking for a lot of weight, I'm just looking for more yield since these are all production to give away, freeze, can, eat. Hopefully that answers you guys' question because I get it every single video. What do you guys plan on doing with all those tomatoes? And there's your answer. I plan on giving them away, eating them, freezing them, canning them, and donating them, throwing them at you, you know, just whatever you do with tomatoes. I don't know. There's so much. We're planning on doing everything. I mean, we might even sell some. So just enough of that comment. I get it all the time. Not that I care. It's fine. Ask away. But I'm going to now move on to the next part of the garden, and I'll show you that. Alright, so as you can see here, I have all my beds prepared. These are not planted out yet. They're simply, I just put more compost, filled them up with compost, which is really great. Just kind of a well-aged compost mixed with a nice potting soil that I bought at the store pretty cheap. And then this is basically the same type of setup. This has some perlite mixed in with it. And this is my new setup here for trying some tomatoes with a black tarp. Yes, the animals did dig into it, but if you look at this soil, that is 100% not amended with any potting soil. That is compost, and as you can see, that is black as night. Honestly, that is by far the best soil I've had in this garden ever. So I'm really excited to try some tomatoes in this. And I think what the secret is that this black, I had it on since last fall, and I amended it with a bunch of leaves, half composted leaves, half made compost and stuff. So I put that in there, and the black allowed the worms to even come up to the very surface and basically till it all up, because there's not 1 ounce of it that's not already composted and broken down. So it's really good. And then here I have my potatoes, and I did not plant on the raised portion right there. I actually have it in the furrow right there. And then what I'm going to do is slowly take soil from here, and when I hill the potatoes, it's going to actually make a furrow here. I'm sorry, it's actually going to make a furrow here, and it's actually going to hill up there. So it's going to do the opposite. It's going to flip-flop. And then here is the cabbage. This is all basically Waltham cabbage, or Copenhagen cabbage. And then this is a purple cabbage and a Marketmore cabbage. All heirloom, all really great. And then here I have planted some peas that have not come up yet, but I'm expecting some sprouts fairly soon, and I'm going to grow them up that little trellis right there. Then coming over here, you'll see some pretty nice sized plants. This is my spinach from the extreme gardening experiment that I planted, and they all came up. They came up really great, really thick actually. And I spray these with compost tea as well. And as you can see, these leaves are just, I mean, really, I don't even think you could break these. I just spun that. I mean, oh my word, that's ridiculous. So, you know, I will definitely recommend using compost tea to anyone. I've already been blown away by the results. I mean, I used it last year, but not nearly to the extent that I am this year. And as you can see, it's just coming in pretty profuse. There's some tiny broccoli plants there. Those are coming up pretty nicely. And then, as you can see, there's some more spinach. They're really liking that. This is all Bloomsdale long-standing spinach. And there's some more here. As you can see, really great glossy leaves. There's some more cabbage, and this is just a little bit bigger. And they're liking the compost tea a little bit more, and I have some potted soil that I just dumped around the base there because I wanted to make sure they were planted deeper because they were a little leggy. So now, over here, I'm going to show you, I have some lettuce here. This is just a bib lettuce, butter crunch bib, and some Swiss chard here. Already, also, I spray this with compost tea, so it's got that really nice waxy coating on it. It's really nice. And I have 3 of those that are coming up. I actually got these from the place I work. They were going to throw them out, and I'm like, no, you know what, I'll take those. And then I also have some coming up from seed, which is nice because it's kind of like a planting in succession, and they are right here. So as you can see, they're really tiny, but this would be like a yellow variety, and then here's going to be like another yellow variety, but then here is going to be a red variety. So and there's going to be another couple of red varieties, so it's all in here. I planted it, I think I actually did a video on it, so this is all going to be Swiss chard, and then I'm going to grow cucumbers up this little trellis here. Then over here is, you guessed it, more spinach. I'm doing all my spring crops right now so I can transition over to tomatoes and peppers and eggplants pretty quickly. And these ones are really taking off. I spray these with compost tea, and I also have amended this soil with some bone meal and blood meal, and they really like the nitrogen in the blood meal. So I just, I don't know, I guess I can grow spinach pretty well because look at these leaves. I mean, these leaves are huge for spinach leaves. That's like half my hand. And honestly, I don't know what it is. I can grow spinach. I didn't do anything special to the soil. And then here I have just some tiny red onions coming up, and these are just the red burgundy onions, your typical red onion, but I have them all in here. And yes, I know I have to weed. Don't look at my weeds. Then here, obviously, if you saw my spring planting video, I have some tiny sprouts coming up right there, and there's far and few between right now because they take a while to germinate. The oh, forgot what I mean, I know what I planted, but it's just not coming to my mind right now because I don't know, it's just not. It will later. And then as you can see here, these are all really tiny carrots, but I spray them with compost tea, and they're definitely making some significant progress. So I mean, it's better than it was about 3 days ago when I didn't spray with any compost tea at all. So I will also keep you guys updated. I'm planning on hopefully putting in 2 more beds. I would like to, but that's again up to the parents because it's their yard, and you know, I want to do what I want to do, but I'm not going to go against what they want, and I'm perfectly happy with what I have. I just would like to have a little bit more space to have some safety room just in case I decide on planting some more stuff or would like a new variety or something, but nothing too major. And then over here is just the back bed that needs to be tilled. It's still got its straw on from last year, and I plan on tilling that in. It's kind of going to add some little mulch and some loam to the soil, some workability to it. And then I'm going to actually show you back there. It's pretty cool. So it's nothing planted yet, but it's pretty cool. So apparently I can grow wildflowers. Don't ask me why they're here either. I have absolutely no clue. I came back here, and I mean, like, there's some there that are kind of spread out. There's one there, and I have no clue. These things just are like, they're dense. I mean, I've never planted seed back here at all, honestly. And these things are beautiful. I mean, there's some purple right there, or some like light blue. Then there's some purple. And then over here, I was actually going to show you, I actually have some white ones. Never seen a white forget-me-not before, but they're a very beautiful flower. I just have never really taken the time to grow them because they come up like weeds around here. So I kind of just decided to to just let them go and see what they do. I'm obviously gonna have to till them under, unfortunately, or I might transplant them. You know what, I'll probably transplant them because they're really beautiful and hate to see stuff go to waste like that. So that's all I have for you guys today, but hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys will stay tuned next week. I have some more pretty cool updates coming, and I also would think that maybe you guys would start to be getting some tomatoes soon. I don't know where all my viewers are coming from, but I know that some places are warmer than others, obviously. And so if you guys have some tomatoes coming on, maybe think about entering your tomatoes in the contest, because hey, there's a $50 cash prize and a custom t-shirt. So I want to give everyone the opportunity. I will also put a link somewhere down here for the video that I have the contest details on, and I know I've been getting some questions and stuff about what the prizes are, so there you go. Hopefully you guys will enter it, and remember, it ends October 1st, so you guys have plenty of time. Just thought I'd kind of throw it out there every once in a while and give you guys the opportunity to submit your requests, or not your requests, but your tomatoes. So until next time, this is MIgardener reminding you to grow big or go home. See you guys. Bye.